Catherine Leix, I wish I had money every time a coach came in and told me they had a sure thing as a recruit. I actually just, confession here, I just kind of ignore it. Now I just wait to see what the results are. And the problem with that many times is that a coach looks at statistical comparisons. It's easy to do. How many points they scored, how many rebounds they grabbed, how fast they were. Those are easy things to measure. But what you can't measure is the heart. See, that takes a little more work, and sometimes coaches don't discover that. And Lord knows, there's never a cardiologist around when you're recruiting. Enter Catherine Leix. She was not highly recruited coming out of high school. She'll readily admit her times were not those spectacular ones that you see where you go after that person right away. But they didn't see something else. Our coaches admitted that they didn't really recruit her very much. Part of the reason was her brother and sister were already on the swim team, and they kind of thought she would come. In fact, it took a little gentle coaxing from her brother one day to assistant coach Bryce Bitters to say, "Are you actually going to recruit my sister?" Well, they did. But they got her cheap. In fact, we have a Hall of Fame inductee sitting at a table that we spent less money for than what it would cost for a table of tickets. But we also gave her a presidential scholarship. Damn, I wish I still had those things to give out. But she was an outstanding student. But on top of that, she had a certain motivation that inspired others. She was a 16-time All-American, 11 times a first-team All-American. In the national championship year in which she captained the team in 2012, she had 4 top 10 finishes in the 500 freestyle, the 1,000 free, the 1650, and the 200 freestyle. And she was part of the 800 freestyle relay team that won the national championship that year. She won 5 conference titles as a swimmer, and every year she was on the swim team, we won the GLIAC title. But significantly, she was also an academic All-American. And in 2012, she was the academic All-American of the year, the best in the whole country. 6 semesters, she had a perfect 4-point. Funny little story, though. Catherine Leix worked hard at her skill. It's something that you see in inductees. They take whatever God-given talent they have and they make it better. Along the way, she suffered a knee injury and had to have surgery. A knee surgery doesn't make you a faster swimmer, but hard work does. And she worked hard. The team, her last 3 years, was second in the nation, and that senior year when she captained the team, they won the national championship. And here's the funny story. Catherine is at the NCAA championships, and it's a grueling 4-day event. Ask anybody who's been a swimmer. Preliminaries in the morning, events in the evening. Preliminaries in the morning, events in the evening. Preliminaries in the morning, events in the evening. More preliminaries, events in the evening. At the end of the first day, Wayne State was in front of its nemesis, Drury University. Catherine got onto the elevator, and a parent from Drury University just happened to be on the same elevator. Well, the parent saw her Wayne State insignia and said, "Hey, you had a pretty good day today." And of course, Catherine, being the polite person that she is, said, "Yeah, we did okay today." To which the Drury parent said, "Yep, but it's not going to last long." Little uncomfortable setting there in the elevator. But let me tell you how that worked. The next day, Catherine called everybody together on the pool deck. Sometimes people see motivation by people yelling or slogans and stuff like that. A little overplayed. But Coach Peters told me that when Catherine Leix spoke, people listened because they saw her work ethic. They saw how she performed. They saw the time and effort she put in. He told me, he said, even the men on the team listened to her. Catherine, my wife, is going to talk to you a little later about that. Well, she called them together and she said, we are not going to let Drury beat us. Day 2, Drury edged closer. Wayne State pulled a little bit further ahead. Day 3, Drury pulls close. Wayne State pulls a little bit ahead. Day 4, it's so close, it comes down to the very last race. And Wayne State won by 1 point, the national championship. I always love a good sense of humor. The women's swim team and diving team made up a t-shirt that I still have to this day. I love it. It said, one team, one championship, 1 point. The point today is Catherine Leix deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Catherine, stand up.
Thank you, Allison. Miss Catherine Leix, will you please come forward? Catherine's citation reads in part, Catherine Leix was a 4-year swimming letter winner, 2008 to 2012. A native of Flint, Michigan, Catherine ended her career as a 16-time All-American, including 11 first-team All-American certificates, and was the senior captain for the 2012 NCAA Women's Swimming and Diving National Championship team. In her career, she was a 5-time individual GLIAC champion, helping the Warriors to 4 GLIAC team championships in her 5 years. As a senior in 2012, Leix won both the 500 and 1650, breaking a 21-year-old GLIAC record in the 500 free. At the NCAA Championships, she was a member of the National Championship 800 free relay, which set a school record and individually finished in the top 10 in 4 events. As I mentioned, also she helped lead the team to its first national championship. Catherine, who earned her degree in secondary education, was a 2-time GLIAC Commissioner's Award recipient, a 2-time Academic All-American, the Detroit Athletic Club's Collegiate Female Student Athlete of the Year, and was the first Wayne State student to be a COSIDA Academic All-American of the Year. Finally, in her 10 semesters, she earned a term GPA of 3.5 or higher, and 6 times had a perfect 4.0 grade point average. Governor O'Brien, President Wilson, Rob, it gives me great pleasure to present Ms. Catherine Leix for induction into the Wayne State University Athletic Hall of Fame.
Thank you all for coming today. I have to start by saying how honored I am to be considered to be in the Hall of Fame among such wonderful athletes. When I think Hall of Fame, the first thing that comes to mind is in my freshman year, Rob telling us the story of Dasha Shilaru, a diver who dove at the NCAA championships as a woman in the men's competition because women didn't have a team yet. To me, that was Hall of Fame. I think of Joyce Bell, watching him play for the Detroit Lions, and I think that's Hall of Fame. So when I came here today to join them in the ranks of Wayne State Athletic Hall of Fame, I'm so honored to be in that same group of people. Even within my 5 years of swimming at Wayne State, we had such amazing athletes on the team. We would have over a dozen individual national championships or national champions through the time that I was there. So if I was considered to be a good athlete, it's because I rose to the level of my team. I have one story from my sophomore year at the NCAA championships where in the 1,000 freestyle, we had 4 girls place in the top 8 in one event. And one of the athletes in that was Ashley St. Andrew, who's also in the Hall of Fame. And she won the event. And I remember her being interviewed by someone, and they asked her, "Oh, how does it feel? You don't have anyone to train with." And they're looking at us with the 4 people in the top 8. And she laughed it off and said, "Oh, you know, it's so great to have such a good team." And I look at her and I'm like, "Well, that was kind of rude. They said you don't have anyone to train with." She's like, "Catherine, they were kidding. We have 4 people in the top 8. I have someone to train with." But that's just demonstrating what the team was like when I was there, that we could have 4 girls in the top 8 in one event. And to not do that in just one event, but then to repeat that in the 500 freestyle 2 days later, that we again had 4 girls in the top 8 in the same event. So my legacy as a Wayne State athlete is not what I did individually, it's what my team came to do, that I stand here before you, and my team had 4 GLIAC Championships while I was there, that my team had 2 runner-up titles for the NCAA Division II, and that finally my team got a national title together as one team, 1 championship, 1 point. So thank you all again for coming, and thank you especially to, first and foremost, my parents. Without their love and support, I would not be the person that I am today, and I definitely wouldn't be here today. I also have to thank my 2 siblings, Laura and Matthew. They couldn't make it today, but as Rob alluded to, they were both swimmers at Wayne State as well, both also All-Americans. If they hadn't paved the way for me to be here, then I would not be here. So thank you to my siblings and to the rest of my family that's here today, my aunts and uncles, for coming to watch countless swim meets, and my one aunt even flew to Texas twice to watch my national championship races. So thank you for all your love and support from my family and also from my friends and my teammates. Like I said, anything that I have done, it's because my team led me to do that. So thank you so much for your support, and for my coaches for always pushing me to levels that I did not believe were possible. So thank you.